it's time to talk about the iPad mini 7 again. Have I done that intro before? I think I've definitely done that intro before, but I've never done it from here. Let me swing you around. Where am I? Let me know where you think I am in the comments. I think in the last video, well, I know in the last video I was walking down a hill in the Peak District talking about a smartphone. This time I'm in some other country somewhere. Let me know where you think it is. Talking about the iPad mini 7. I'm going to get straight to it. No waffle, because that gets me told off quite often on YouTube. If you're thinking about buying this, there's 5 things I think you need to know that you may not have thought about, or that you may have thought about but you're still confused about, and that's the reason you're still wondering whether or not to buy this iPad. Equally, you may have bought it and have similar concerns and thoughts about it that I have as well, or you might just like watching these iPad mini videos, which a lot of people seem to. So let's get straight into it. Number 1 is to nail down your use case for the iPad mini 7 quite early on, because if you don't do that, you could waste quite a lot of money. I know this sounds a bit boring and as though it's going to completely remove all of the joy from buying one of these fantastic little tablets, and it is fantastic, but it's not perfect. And equally, you may discover 3 months down the line, 6 months down the line, that the one thing that you're doing with this tablet you could just do with your phone. And that's what's happened to me. So I've gone into this in a previous video, so I won't go into all the details now, but my use case for the iPad mini 7 has been reduced to it being a studio reference device, really. So it sits below my camera in the studio and it has bullet points that I riff from for these videos. That's it. I could just do that with my phone. That's not the fault of the iPad mini 7, but it's a great example of where I no longer need to consume content on it. I don't write anything on it. I don't write blog posts on it because of a very specific reason that I'll get to later. And I don't really consume content on it. I don't watch anything on it anymore because I just use my phone for that. It's a bit of a waste of money, and I don't want you to waste the money. Where did that Apple Pencil go? Number 2 is that jelly scrolling does not matter. Now, if you've never heard of jelly scrolling before and you're sitting there scratching your head thinking, what is he talking about? I promise this is the last time I'll ever mention jelly scrolling on the internet or anywhere, because it's so boring. And also, you can't demonstrate it. It's impossible to demonstrate on videos like this. However, for illustrative purposes, if you've got a great big wall of text on a website like this, for instance, and you view it in portrait mode, and you do that, the text kind of waves a little bit. It kind of does that kind of wavy thing. It's fairly subtle, and on the iPad mini 7, it's not as bad as it was on the iPad mini 6. It was quite noticeable on the previous generation, but it's still there on this one a little bit. If I do it now, it's there. It's a tiny, but it's only there if you do this and you look for it. If you're just using your iPad and not paying attention, you won't know it's there. If you're researching the iPad mini 7 at the moment and you're very close to buying it, but you keep seeing these 8,000 Reddit threads from people setting their trousers on fire about jelly scrolling, it doesn't matter. Number 3 on my list of things that you need to be aware about with the iPad mini 7 is the fact it's missing a very important official Apple accessory, which is a mini Magic Keyboard. Now, I've talked about this loads, so I will keep this very brief, I promise. I know some of you are hitting the comments already saying, that's going to be way too small, who needs that? But I think there's genuinely quite a big market for this. And it's, again, going back to my first point on this list, the reason my use case has been reduced to using this as a reference device in the studio is because I can't do things like write seriously on it. I can't write blog posts on it. And yes, I've tried, I've been through some very good, admittedly, wireless Bluetooth keyboards and kind of keyboard case accessory type things for this, but none of them are the official Apple version. And because of that, none of them are quite as convenient as the Magic Keyboard is on the iPad Air and the iPad Pro. I really want one. Tim, if you're watching this, please. Speaking of accessories, if you use your Apple Pencil and you do lots of writing or drawing and you don't like that feeling of Apple Pencil on glass, there's a solution, and it comes in the form of Paperlike, which is this week's sponsor. Paperlike has 2 jobs. The first one is to be a screen protector, so it protects that very expensive display. The second one is brilliant and very hard to get across on this video, but trust me, it's very addictive and very satisfying, and that is the fact it turns the surface of your iPad into what feels like paper, hence the name. And like I say, I can't really demonstrate this on this video, but trust me, I can't use an iPad with an Apple Pencil without a Paperlike. It's that transformative, and no, it doesn't dull the colors at all, and yes, it's very easy to apply. If I can apply it, trust me, you can apply it. Like I say, if you do any kind of writing or note-taking or illustration and you just want that paper-like feel, you need, predictably, Paperlike. And as always, guys, we've worked with Paperlike for many, many years. I trust them. Loads of people buy these Paperlikes for a reason, and there's a link down below. Number 4 is something that I can't defend anymore. I defended it on the iPad mini 6 way too much, to be honest, but I can't with this, and it's the lack of a ProMotion display. Now, ProMotion is Apple's marketing term for a high refresh rate display. So on the iPhone Pro and Pro Max and the MacBook Pro and the iPad Pro, they all have a maximum 120 Hz refresh rate, which basically means text and images as you scroll are smooth. It's a smooth experience. Every Android phone has this. They're all very high refresh rate displays. The iPhone 16 doesn't have it, and neither does this. And for the money, and given that we're in 2025 now, it really should have a ProMotion display. And the problem with it is that it makes this feel unfairly sluggish. It's not sluggish, it's got a very good chip in here, but that display feels like it's slow. And if you've got an iPhone, for instance, an iPhone, let's say 15 Pro Max, and you buy one of these and you go from using your iPhone to using this will feel sluggish. And that's not fair because it's such a powerful little tablet. I can't defend it anymore. I know I've talked about this previously, very recently, but the more and more I use this, I think it contributes slightly to my reduced use of this iPad mini 7. It's jarring, it's annoying, and you need to be aware of it. If that kind of thing annoys you, think twice about this. Number 5 is the quickest one in this list, and it's the fact that Apple Intelligence is not a selling point for the iPad mini 7 or any Apple product at the moment. I'm filming this in May 2025 and WWDC is on the horizon, but I'm going to risk it. I know this video comes out just before WWDC, and I've been bitten by that in the past. We'll see what happens, but I'm fairly confident in saying that nothing major is going to happen next month in terms of Apple Intelligence to make it more of a selling point. It just isn't. So don't buy this thing, please, on the basis of Apple Intelligence compatibility. Just please don't. Guys, over to you. I've made a lot of iPad mini 7 video. I've made a lot of iPad mini videos. There's so many of these videos on my channel, and I don't know what else I can say about it, to be completely honest. So I want to know in the comments if you've had enough of iPad mini content, and equally, if you haven't, what have I missed? What have I not talked about with the iPad mini? What kind of new angles do you want me to take on it? Get involved in the comments, and if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, you know what to do.